First up, we've all had a yearbook, but in a multimedia world, why not bring your memories to the next level? Introducing Peer Stars.
And here to explain is founder and CEO Sean Eiferman. How are you, Sean?
How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
So, explain, what is Peer Stars, and how did you come up with this idea?
Two questions, quick.
Boom.
So, Peer Stars is the name of the company.
Okay.
Where you and your peers can star in your own peer book.
Okay.
So that's our first product, if you want to call it that.
Okay.
So under the umbrella of Peer Stars, we're going to have a whole bunch of other cool things. We're going to go into the wedding industry. We're going to go into the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
We're going to have those guys, sing on their little thing. How do you document anything? So
it's a hyper close, I'm assuming, social network of a certain category. So whether it be the music field or maybe your high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything worth remembering.
Yeah.
Like if you think about that, a mother with a baby for the first year, et cetera, et cetera. So Peer Stars is the company, and then a peer book is this high school solution where, like you said, everyone's had yearbooks. We've all had yearbooks. They end up kind of disappearing, and people get excluded, and they're kind of expensive, and they're killing trees and and all that stuff. So we're trying to solve a lot of those problems. And kids these days, a high school student isn't really into that thing. How do you sign a yearbook in today's date where no one's got pens and everything else? But we do video signatures in the app.
That's awesome.
And so you can now imagine. I'm sure neither of you have had even your 10-year reunion yet. But imagine going back to your reunion and having video signatures, from all of your buddies and all of your girlfriends and everybody from school. That's what we're trying to do.
The yearbook can be pretty boring because there's only so many pictures in there, so many little things that you can look back, and there's so many things that are excluded, and you've come up with a way to make it relevant.
Include everybody.
As time goes on.
Yep.
The video signatures of all my girlfriends, by the way, would be an empty inbox.
No.
No, yes, fact. Let's take a look at some pictures right now at how this works. Explain how this works. How do people get involved with this, and how do they contribute?
So you can go to peerstars.com, or you can go to the iPhone, Apple Store app place there in the interweb tubes, and simply download the app. And what you end up doing is basically take a picture or shoot a video of everything that you want to remember from high school.
So there's not one central editor. It's a community-based effort.
Correct. Yep, but it's customizable. It's personalized.
Okay.
It's yours. So if it was, it's your high school and your year, and then your categories. Just like in a yearbook, you open the pages that are sports, or you're on the chess club, or your prom. This is kind of cool too. You can interview your favorite teachers. I mean, you can do different things. You have control of what goes into that peer book.
Very cool.
And you're a local yourself, right?
I am, born and raised.
And what kind of feedback are you getting?
Good.
From students?
Really, really good. Yeah. Surprisingly, the student council presidents and the kind of the movers and the shakers are really blown away by it. They're the ones giving me the most feedback. Everyone else is just kind of using it. There's a random picture here, a random video there. I'm getting, tennis coaches that are giving me suggestions on what we can add to it and features, and let's make it this and let's do this. And so far, nobody's been like, this is the dumbest idea I've ever heard. And maybe they're just blowing smoke up my skirt, but for the most part, it seems to be a pretty good.
Well, there's so little overhead as well. I remember how much the yearbook was when I had to buy it. I know it's probably more expensive now.
Free.
Like, that's fantastic.
So we're doing a couple things. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So the fact that a city like Detroit, this whole concept of a yearbook is cost prohibitive, right?
Yeah.
These kids can't afford a $90 book, where if they're lucky, they have a little picture that's the size of a postage stamp in the book.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting solution there as well, just as far as finances and economy goes. So it's free for the first 10,000 users.
Okay.
And then we're going to start figuring out how that makes sense. So we can stop hemorrhaging money, and because storage and all that stuff is.
But will it hit $90 for a yearbook?
Oh no! We'll never go above maybe $3, and then add some cool stuff. We're going to do some fun things, like you can do a love child. You can take that picture of you from high school, whoever you want, and morph that together. Like we're going to be adding things like
demon
that.
baby?
Yeah, maybe.
Yes.
Love child, demon baby. I like that.
Spectrums.
Before we go, I know you're not only are you not charging for the first 10,000, you're actually paying the school that gets this
Yeah.
certain amount of
Yeah,
kids,
we've got a
right?
little contest going on. It's really interesting between a couple of schools who shall remain nameless, just
Ooh.
to keep. But I will tell you, this Sierra Vista is far and away the most progressive, excited about this. Not just the little contest we're doing, but the whole thing. They've got a new principal over there named John Anzalone, or Anzalone, who's just one of those guys.
Yeah.
Sean and I were just talking about all the tech stuff right before the cameras started
Yeah.
rolling. He's like us.
He's
embraced it.
He loves it.
He's another Sean.
So yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we're it's $1,000.
Okay.
We're going to donate to the schools that get to 500 students the fastest.
Awesome.
Just in
nice.
Vegas. This is born and raised here,
Giving back.
just like me, and we want to make this sort of the hub of this whole kind of disruptive thing.
Yeah. And you're also really quickly working with Project 150.
Yeah.
Can you tell us
What a
about that?
great! This is the perfect time too. They are, in my opinion, one of the best charitable situations in town, where they just set up just for this demographic, for the homeless. They're categorized as homeless students in Vegas for school supplies, food, and clothes. And so what they've done is they've taken a look at this and thought about that cost issue for a yearbook, and how does a sophomore in high school who's struggling to figure out all that other stuff, they're going to get past that. Everything's temporary.
Yeah.
10 years from now, 20 years from now, when they want to look back at some of the greatest years of all of our lives, whether they're, anything, good, bad, all that stuff, it's still the most memorable. They're not going to have anything.
Yeah.
So we talked to them, and they're super excited about offering this up to all of those students and all of the schools, and there's a nice little synergy there where we're going to
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's
We're
pretty
so excited
exciting.
for you,
Yeah,
especially
thank you.
being in our backyard. It's
Yeah.
cool. Thank you.
Great having you. Thank you. Make sure you bring your school's yearbook to life with Peer Stars. And Peerbook, get this, they're actually holding a special contest for Valley High School's first school to get to 500 students to download the app receives $1,000 for their programs. To learn more, visit peerstars.com or call the number listed. Peer Stars, they're also on Facebook and Twitter.
Up next, Christmas Motown.